Hey everybody, welcome to week 11. So this week we are going to be talking about language, academic language, and we are also going to be doing a little bit of research. So the first thing we need to talk about is I hope that you've already printed out your course schedule and that you're going to take careful notes on what you need to get done and when this week. The first thing we're going to talk about is Never a Day Without a Line, the Writer's Notebook Daily Writing. Here are your prompts for this week. This week is going to be focusing on quotes and trying to figure out quotations and paraphrasing. So you guys learned about that last week, the quotations. So I want you to practice a little bit here. And then the weird thing for this week is that there's going to be 2 days worth of choice this week. So you get to choose 2 days. Hopefully that will relate back to your formal academic persuasive essay that you are going to be working on, because that is the opportunity you have to play around with that in your daily writing. So the first thing I want to talk to you about is class number 1, which is either Monday or Tuesday for you. We are going to begin with David again this week, the librarian that came to class last week. He's going to go over how to do some research because you are going to be doing one of the experiences in the writer's practice again this week. And again, you're not going to want to start this one until you have had the instruction that David is going to give us about how to use the library and find some references. All right, but that doesn't mean that you're going to ignore this completely. You can't really get started on writing it or researching it until after you have class with David, but that doesn't mean that on Monday you shouldn't read what the assignment is. So everybody should be reading the pages on Hey, What Do You Know? And that they are listed on your course schedule right here. It says read. Pages 146 to 151, that is on your Monday. So that is what you should be doing on Monday, is reading this experience so you understand what you're going to get into. All right. You also have a voice thread on reference this week. This again is about word choice, and it's about choosing really great language for your paper. All right, so that is your Monday. Everybody on Monday is going to be doing a voice thread and reading that chapter or that experience. Some of you might be able to get started on this, the ones that have class on Monday. The ones that have class on Tuesday, you won't be able to get started writing this until Tuesday. Okay, so then on Tuesday, the other assignment that you will have is you're going to fill out an argument organizer. This goes very closely. It relates to your argument analysis worksheet that you guys have been doing for your reflection papers. This time it's a little bit different because you are going to be filling it out for your argument. So I know that it starts out with topic, right? What happened, what I think it means, the reason that I think that. If you are not writing about an event, then you're going to have to think about this in a different way. Instead of what happened, you might have to change that question a little bit, okay? That's okay, but I still want you to think about your topic in terms of what it means and the reason why you think it means that way. All right, does that make sense? Then you are going to try and get a claim written, at least an idea for a claim written right here, okay? And why you have the authority to be talking about this issue. All right. The next thing is you're going to write some reasons in a sentence or two about why you're making that claim. Why is this important to you? This argument should mean something to you. This should be speaking from your heart. Otherwise, if you try and write about something you don't care about, the reader knows it and the reader won't care either. So you need to figure out why you are making the claim that you're making and how that relates back to your feelings about the topic. All right? On the next page, that is where you get into evidence. You might not be able to fill out this evidence thing completely yet. That's okay. If you have some other voices, put that here. Otherwise, we will be revisiting this argument organizer, so you can fill that in later. All right. Also, I'm going to have you skip this whole part right here, and you're going to go down to this little chart right here where it says acknowledge and respond. So what you're going to have to think about is the counter argument. And remember, that's the other side of your argument. That's the people you are trying to win over. So you need to be able to acknowledge their side, find some common ground, and once you acknowledge their side, you need to respond to it. All right? And how are you going to respond to they might have very good points to not be on your side. And how are you going to respond to that? So I do want you to try and figure out at least what the counter argument is, so you can write that down here. Okay, so this will be a draft of your argument organizer. It will not be your final copy. You will be filling out another one of these as we keep writing, because your writing will morph around and your claim might change and your ideas about your claim might change as you start writing, and that's okay. So just do the best you can and fill it out as completely as you can at this moment. All right, and that's what you're going to do on Tuesday, along with, of course, writing your hey, what do you know experience. Because on Wednesday, if you had class on Monday, you are going to bring a finished draft. And let me repeat that again, a finished draft to class. So I would like to check in with you. We're going to do a check-in on that draft of your assignment. All right, and if you're having trouble, then I will try and help you with that. But that is what we're going to be doing in class, is I am going to be checking in with each of you on your draft. So make sure that you have a draft with you. Last week, I had some people that didn't bring drafts to our second class. That made it hard for those of you who brought drafts, and it made it hard for me to know how to help you. So I want you to have something down, and I want you to bring it to class either on Wednesday or Thursday, whichever class is your class day. All right? So then we're going to go back to the days of the week here. Wednesday, we are going to just have a powerful argument. Now you know that you've already done this a couple of times. You're just going into that discussion board and you're doing part 2. And you're just going to pick a different argument each time, and then you're going to read like a writer. So here is that prompt. You're just going to go back to that discussion board and you're going to go ahead and do that. So that's easy, right? Then on Thursday, you are going to be perfecting and doing your final draft of hey, what do you know? So you're going to get ready to hand that in on Friday at 8 a.m. That's when it's due, okay? So that is going to be the first thing you get done. The second thing that you're going to be doing on Thursday is you are going to be doing your brain dump for your formal academic persuasive essay, all right? And I love this quote right here, and I just wanted to share it with you. I'm writing a first draft and reminding myself that I'm simply shoveling sand into a box so that later I can build castles. So that's what you should be thinking about. Get all the sand into the box. Get all of your ideas in there, so then you'll have something to work with once we start perfecting your draft. And so this week, it's just shoveling the sand. Next week, you're going to try and make your castle. It won't be a perfect castle, but you're going to have your draft 2 happening. All right? So just so you know, get ready to start writing that formal academic persuasive essay. And then, of course, on Friday, the only thing you have left to do is your final post in your Never a Day Without a Line Writer's Notebook Daily Writing, and then you're off for the weekend. All right, so that is our week this week. Have a great time. I will see you in class, and enjoy your day.